finally that he's gotten to his maiden ODI ton. It is baffling in a way for somebody who made his T20I debut back in 2015
14.
to have taken this long. But remember, he didn't get a match, I think, after making his debut for good 4 years. So such has been the mystery around Sanju Samson, a guy filled with truckloads of talent, that the expectations always been very high, and good today that he finally got that monkey off his back, because they often say you need that first one to be able to head towards greater things. So he's gotten to that first one. It's taken a lot of time. Again, there was support for him in the stands as well, as you would expect. Sanju Samson, wherever he goes. In fact, I remember last year Ireland, I think it was, when I think he was leading the Indian. No, it was Hardik Pandya leading then, and when he announced that Sanju Samson's going to be there, even Hardik had to turn around because such was the reception even in Ireland. So Sanju Samson just has that kind of a craze and that sort of fandom that people just want him to do well. One of those players who you always want to do well, and he's probably he's got his fans over there to protect him, wish for him and everything. He's probably going to be one of those few players who are ever going to be seen in bad light, or who's going to be at the receiving end of any form of hate or anything. Too good a guy as well as he seems, and flexed his muscle as well after he got to his maiden ton. And it was good to see that acceleration also, because he was good 20 runs behind from the number of balls that he had faced, but then almost finishing run a ball, if I'm not wrong. So 108 of 114, a good conversion there from Sanju Samson, and a maiden ton for him. So yeah, happy.
Why do you say that he will never be on the receiving end? I agree that he has a massive fan following. I think if you were to look at any batter, dare I say, after Virat Kohli and to an extent Rohit Sharma, I don't think I've seen this kind of fan following, not even for Sky. And I know that Sky has slowly, steadily developed a fan following. I know Rinku is the other guy that's developing a fan following, batters I'm talking about. But I think after Virat, of course, clear cut, the biggest fan favorite, then there is Rohit. But I think after these two, if there is a batter who has a fan following, that is Sanju Samson, which does not actually come close to the kind of games that he's been playing for India. So it's not like the Shreyas Iyers of the world, or the KL Rahuls of the world, or to that extent Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav. These are the guys who are regularly playing for India across formats. So you would expect that they'd have much larger fan following. Not quite. Sanju, people have taken to it. One thing I think that which contributes to that is, of course, he gets a lot of fan following from Kerala, because you don't see too many cricketers coming out from Kerala, so that state supports him. But it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not specific to Kerala. It's pan-India. I've seen Sanju fan clubs across the country. So sometimes, there is a player that just connects. That's not to say that he's not a good player. He's a good player, but then I can think of many players who are as good or probably even better than him. Yet he has that kind of connect with the fans. And the other thing that I know, I don't know him well, but other thing that I've known, if I've spoken to a lot of people, is a very humble, down-to-earth guy in person also. And I think that makes a major difference. That could be one of the reasons why he has such fan following.
He's not been playing enough cricket for him to be put in the higher echelons, or for him to be one of those players who doesn't want to interact with the media or anything like that. He's not played enough cricket, let's say.
No, but that's no rule.
No,
I know of a lot of players who have played nothing but can.
But he is just cocky. Because
let's be honest.
I remember exactly. He's got no airs about him or anything, which is what defines you as a human being as well, as a person as well. The kind of value system that you have, and again, you're not where all people out there, especially celebrities, are the most approachable or welcome. Let's be honest about it. Sanju Samson is from that rare breed. I feel very welcoming, very warm to talk to, and I've been on a phone call with him once, and I was trying to interact with him for an interview. He was okay for a telephonic chat, but didn't want to come on camera. But he was very polite in his communication that ways as well. Of course, being loved, and that's how that's how players become great. Let's say when you talk about greatness, let's say it's not just restricted to that zone or that state that they come from. You've got to have done something different.
No, but he's too far from great.
To be able to garner
today he's got 100, so we don't want to get carried away and bracket him as a great.
Agreed.
But he has that fan following.
To be able to get that kind of love, having played only 15 or 16th ODI for him today, having played just 16 ODIs for him, for the whole nation, let's say, or large parts of the crowd, or there to be rooting for him for years and years now, just tells you that maybe he's done something right over the years. And of course, it's that belief that everyone has in him and in his talent that he sort of gets that kind of admiration.
He also, the way when he is on song, he is so pleasing to the eye. Watching him bat, such a nice batter, genuinely feels like he's wasting a lot of talent. But and I think people who understand cricket even a little bit understand how much talent someone like a Sanju Samson has, and that is what also a lot of people keep his case that why he's not being selected, why he's not in the Indian team, because when he plays like this, it's really good to watch someone like him. But again, the problem is such innings thrice a year, that's a very big problem again.
See, I mean, I think today when we saw the innings, that's not to suggest that he was watching sports today, but what is the exact thing that we spoke about Sanju Samson the last 2 days? Said that, listen, he didn't get runs last time. We agree the world hasn't been fair with him. They've been unfair. He doesn't get too many chances. Yeah. All of that was accepted. But if he needs to establish himself as a regular and ensure that the world is not unfair to him and that he does not get picked sporadically but quite continuously, then he needs to do something. If he keeps doing the ordinary like everyone else, then he'll remain there. Yeah. He needed to do things extraordinary. And I remember we saying exactly this. He got the chance in that ODI, why doesn't he go and get 100 and be the headline act so people talk about it? Guess what? That's exactly what Sanju Samson has done. Exactly what we expected out of him. And when we criticized him after that second game, I repeat, it wasn't because we did not like what he was doing or what he had done. We criticized or what kind of a batter he is. We criticized because we thought that he has so much more potential, that he should be playing these kind of innings at a continuous, consistent basis. That's exactly what wasn't happening, but now it has. So I'm very happy. But can I show you, like his innings today was very good, and we'll get into the way they batted and not, what they could have done in that middle over, because there's a lot of criticism for both Tilak Verma and Sanju Samson in those middle overs, and I'll get to that later. But can I show you another side of Sanju Samson's 100? One, as I said, that he needs to bring the door down, right? Get such knocks and cement his chance, or at least increase his chance of making it. But you know what the other side of this is? This is the last ODI this year, as Harshit pointed out. You aren't going to be playing any more ODI. Now, if there were 3 more ODI, because he's not playing tests, then there are T20s. It's not in the T20 squad.
Then 5 tests.
Then 5 test matches. And then there is IPL.
So
So the point is that under usual circumstances, this 100 should help him get selected, if not the T20 side, the next time the Indian ODI team is picked, right? But the problem will be his selection for Indian ODI side will once again depend on what happens in the IPL. Different format, different everything, because what will happen, assuming he played, last knock is 100, he's got it. You and I may still remember, because that's our job. But as I said, all these T20s happening, test matches happening, which he's not a part of, then IPL. If he does not have a great IPL, next time the ODI team is picked, and if he's not picked in that, none of us will even raise an eyebrow, which is not fair, which is not good. But that's exactly what's going to happen. That's the unlucky bit for him.
And to add to that, who knows if this ends up actually being a match-defining knock. It already has been in a way.
I'm saying assuming
it helps in India, and it's a series decider.
I assume, I am giving it that you win the series. Okay. This becomes a match-defining knock. This 100 is the man of the match performance. I'm even going so far as to say that. Yeah. But what am I saying? That after that, you're not playing only ODI. You're playing Test. He's not T20. Not. And if he does not, I would want him to have a great IPL. He should have a great IPL. He's a captain as well. He can lead. But assuming he does not, next time the ODI team is made, whenever it is made, and he does not get selected, nobody will bat an eyelid.
But don't you
Nobody
think
will raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, and I don't think that is also wrong, because when we are talking about Sanju Samson at that point,
Why is it not?
I'm telling he would be competing with Rohit, because again this has come at a number 3. This hasn't come
But why would you not look at him as
because
a wicket keeper bat?
Why would you not look at him as a wicket keeper
Why?
bat? Because if he doesn't have a good IPL.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's wrong, na?
That is wrong, but again, what I know that the things have not been fair for Sanju Samson. Everyone knows this.
So you're saying because they've not been fair, let it continue to be unfair.
It should not continue. Then he knows that the IPL is the opportunity. If he goes on to score 600, 700 runs in the
I'm
IPL, there is
saying,
no way that
assuming he does not. I'm looking at also.
Yeah.
Assuming he does not.
Yeah.
And the team is picked for the next ODI.
Yeah.
He doesn't get picked after, let's say he doesn't have a great IPL. Now he plays a match defining inning.
Yeah.
So his 100 becomes
Yeah.
a match win.
Yeah.
Should he be picked or not?
At that time, you'll have KL Rahul, Ishan Kishan. For the
I'm
middle
asking
order.
you, should he be picked or not?
No.
No. See, that is the problem. Because what are we doing? What are we doing?
Mixing formats.
Exactly.
No, but
Exactly.
even if I'm going on the basis of this ODI.
When we sit and debate here, I asked you that in T20 we need to go with the youngsters, right? Then when people said no, look at how well Rohit batted in ODI World Cup, look how good Virat was, what did we say?
That
Don't mix format. Yeah. But now the other way, it's okay to mix format.
No, that's what
you are being unfair to Rohit and Virat. It's okay. That time you are saying don't mix format.
No. To break down the door, we can mix. See,
but he's done it, nah. What else can he do?
No,
two ODIs, one of them.
But on the basis of this,
Sanju Samson has been a classic case of his format being missed, because what do you see? What do you see with him?
I agree.
He even prior to this innings averaged a little over 50 in ODIs. Right now, I think it's about 50.63 if my memory serves me right. He again had the same numbers prior to this innings as well, just around a little over 50. You knew these numbers existed prior to the World Cup as well, but even then you didn't take him in the scheme of things. You were playing him in the T20s and an ODI World Cup here. Now he's given you this knock in ODIs, and what are you looking forward to? T20s.
Nikhil sir.
So it's that classic case. It's that perfect.
No, my point is, yes, I agree that they've been unfair. You just quoted those examples.
Yeah.
And we've all said that multiple times on the platform that yes, you've been unfair to Sanju Samson, as you said, playing him in T20 in ODI World Cup here, playing him in ODIs in a T20. You have been. My point is, so because you've been unfair to him previously, so it's okay to be
continue to be unfair.
Yeah, is it okay?
No,
well then that's why I'm asking you. You are the selector. That's why I want to know, is because I want everyone to know this, that this is how we think. This is how we think, and that's the problem. We will mix format for some people. We are choosing not to mix format for other people.
That's absolutely.
That is unfair.
That is absolutely.
You are absolutely right that you cannot be dropped on the basis of a bad form in some other format, but you can at least be selected on an extremely good form. But now, even after this 100, are you dropping Ishan Kishan and KL Rahul to get Sanju Samson? No. Exactly.
No. To that the
That's
answer is
exactly
no.
what I'm trying
Why
to
not?
say.
My point is, why is it that Sanju Samson's this match-winning 100 not be considered when you're picking the next ODI?
It should be considered, but again, for the slot he's fighting there, you already have Ishan Kishan and KL Rahul who have been doing well since a very long time consistently. This 100 doesn't.
Because he doesn't get those chances now. Now he's got his last chances. Let it be an open battle.
No.
Let it be an open battle between all three of them.
Let's see why it's going to be difficult now, and I don't see this particular innings changing things, let's say in 7 months time from now, because you're not seeing any ODI cricket for at least about 6 months. In that case, what happens? Okay, you've seen this innings, now you're talking about ODI. Now let's talk about the T20, so the Champions Trophy 2025. Now you're saying, okay, it's a fresh start, as has been the case always. You're looking at 6-8 month windows. It's a fresh start. Let's see who are in form. Let's draft that team. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, we know Ishan has given me runs over here. KL Rahul wants his place anyway in the middle order is there and it's sorted. Where does Sanju Samson?
Exactly. Only
that is the story of Sanju Samson.
Yeah.
But
which is unfair.
Yeah. You're saying that he's not getting a continuous run in the ODIs. That's why he doesn't have the opportunity to fight for that lot. No. But if he has an excellent IPL, you cannot reject a player on the basis of the form of the IPL.
So if he has an excellent IPL, okay, then let me extend that. Then how does he still come ahead of KL Rahul and Ishan Kishan in ODI, who you have just said have been doing continuously well in ODI format.
And then they have a bad IPL. In those circumstances, I see.
Why?
Because then,
why then?
That is what he is doing by
That is
breaking
the
the door down.
Again, you are mixing format. That's what I'm saying. Again, you are mixing format. Okay, I'll take your point that even if good, bad IPL, you still go with Ishan and KL because they are the ones you persisted with till now and you don't want to discard them. Okay, one of them is not available, the other is playing, you don't want to discard them so soon. I'll still buy that logic. So Sanju still waits. Okay, but now you are saying that based on IPL, their performance is at, let's say KL and Ishan don't have a good IPL, then I don't want you to drop them from ODI. Because if they are your next guys in ODI and they've done well for you in your own words for an extended time, then please continue with them.
While by the time they are having a terrible IPL, at that time even
the point is you are saying IPL is you are deciding your ODI team based on IPL, and that I'm afraid is the problem. And good you mentioned it because everyone thinks like that. We're sitting today when Sanju Samson has got 100, we are talking. So you are still a bit empathetic and understanding of where Sanju Samson is. A month, 2 months down the line, no one is going to remember, and that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. We have to find a way to detach ourselves from that IPL that comes in the middle. If you want that Sanju is the guy with his match winning 100 going forward, then go with him. Doesn't matter what happens in the IPL. But if you think no, Ishan, KL are the guys who want to give more time in ODI cricket, invest more in them, then go with them no matter what happens in the IPL. That's how you should look at each format. That's not mixing format. T20 World Cup, if you say is influenced by IPL, I'll still buy that.
I do get what you are saying that we should not be mixing formats, but how if I'm a selector, I am seeing someone. If Sanju Samson is having a 700, 800 year IPL, that is, I would call that. I'm talking being in the shoes of Sanju Samson. What can I do? The best to get into the side in any format. What I can do is perform as much as I can. I would want to have a 700-800 year IPL. At the same time, if someone like an Ishan Kishan or KL Rahul are having a terrible IPL, then you will have that little window where the selectors going forward will also be thinking.
Exactly my point. But you are exactly spelling out what is wrong with Indian cricket.
But Sarshwat makes a point over there, which I feel is partly true. And
everything is true. That is exactly what happened.
For you as a player,
that is exactly how it will happen.
For you to be relevant and stay alive in the minds of the selectors going forward, regardless of the format, you need runs. Exactly. Whatever you are playing.
Exactly.
Mixing formats works both ways, and bad form, having no runs in the IPL is not a desirable thing for Sanju Samson. Than having runs, he may still not be picked. But what is desirable for him is to at least have runs over there. Ajinkya Rahane played the WTC final, not being in the scheme of things for Test cricket, gets runs in a different format. Selected, okay, he's done well in the past, we are getting him back. Surya Kumar Yadav does well in T20s, okay, gives us promise.
I know that's what happens.
Gets ODIs. But Sanju, to be relevant, needs to do this, what he did today, and then score in the IPL also.
I know what he needs to do, but that's what I'm highlighting. That is the problem with Indian cricket. That's exactly what is going to happen.
But you agree or?
No, I do not agree with it.
But this is what will happen. Necessarily have to have a 700, 800.
I am saying, of course, if he is in good form, he will push his case. If he's not in good form, then he won't be able to push his case. It's as simple as that. But that is exactly the problem. We're not able to detach ourselves. That what you're saying is exactly the problem. I do not think most other countries would get influenced by just IPL performances. Maxwell had some terrible IPLs. Cricket Australia won't give up on him.
Warner.
Similarly, they will not also push a player that has an outstanding IPL because he'll get some runs here. Harry Brook did not have a good IPL. They still got him into their team.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is that they are, of course, IPL is important and maybe give you an indication, but their assessment of a player in an ODI will be based on what he does in ODI cricket and may not get as influenced by IPL. We have that problem. We have picked good performances in the IPL and that has led to test selections. You know that. But it can only happen here.
But for that, they have T20I specialists.
If Steve Smith does not get picked here also in the IPL and does not have, that does not mean he's not going to form part of Australia's ODI squad.
But sir, don't you think that the Australian side, while they are playing the BBL, they also have their one-day series, not at the same time one-day domestic tournament also. So the people who are who want to opt for the ODI selection, they are playing there, so they have that ground to select people from there. You as a selector, if you are the selector tomorrow, you have not seen any cricket apart from the IPL in those 2 months. When you are sitting down, you are going to select the.
I'm not talking about that players that are playing domestic cricket at that time. The ones from Australia that will play the IPL also and not have good form will be looked at like that. I'm saying this is the issue.
Because again, I think that's a very pertinent point, because what we need to learn from the other boards is how to back a player.
Yeah.
How to back a player, and this reflected, let's say, in Matthew Wade. Has Matthew Wade ever lit the IPL up? Has he ever done something extremely notable, barring a couple of performances here and there, which just sort of, justify his price tag, which is not anyway a huge sum? But what happened in the 2021 T20 World Cup?
Yeah.
That's what backing a player. He was again, if I'm
their thing is they believe the player is quality. Yeah. Okay, they're going to go with it. In the middle, you can have Sri Lankan Premier League, Big Bash, IPL, whatever. That does not deter them from the path that they've decided to take with a player. That remains constant. He will be judged, of course, but at that level.
So even the boards, what we, let's say, have wanted and want, let's say, from a T20I side, we perhaps need to have that thing with our selections as well, that you live by the sword, you die by it. Exactly. You got to have that. See, we've always traditionally, conventionally been, as Indians, I would say, as Indian households, as Indian cricket and everything, we've always been, wanting to have a very safe, go on the narrow and straight, but it should be the safety first. That's ingrained into us. I think it reflects into the cricket team as well. And the cricket, you don't want risks. For that, there's stock market maybe, but not here.
Cricket is also a lot of risk.
The Australian team does pick players on the basis of PBL. Then Ellis came from the BBL, Tim David came from the leagues, Matthew Shaw.
But they will not get rid of a Stark or a Cummins if they have a bad BBL. So my point is that they will get is when they are doing rotational, when Cummins and Stark and everyone else is resting, then they'll look at it. They're not going to discard them.
So even the Indian cricket team doesn't reject players on the basis of the IPL. They select on the basis of the IPL.
Of course you reject people. What are you saying? Which world are you living in?
On really less occasions that would happen. But you would not. If Sanju Samson has a record-breaking IPL, then you will be.
But that is the problem.
But you can see so many players who have not done in the IPL.
It's not ODI cricket. Why I tell you Sanju Samson knock? Why is it good today? He showed you that ODI temperament. The pitch in that middle overs was not easy to bat on. So he found that different gears. What is the issue? Why Surya Kumar Yadav could not adjust from T20 to ODI. He could not find those gears. What did Sanju Samson show you today? Why you are happy with his innings? It's not that he played the T20 mode and got lucky today. That is what he was guilty on certain occasion. Playing ODI cricket like T20 where he's a good stroke maker player, and then he continues to take chances and ride his luck and reach 100. But did he bat like that today? No. What did he tell you? That when a lot of players who are T20 specialists are finding it tough to adjust to ODI cricket because ODI has a different way of playing, he showed you he can play like that. Okay, so he did that today. Tough condition. Look at the figures of the spinners. Both Markram and Keshav Maharaj, if they've gone for very less runs, which was pointed out earlier, it's a dry pitch, may not be easy to bat on. So what did he do? People may criticize Tilak's strike rate and Sanju's strike rate, but they realize middle overs may be tough to get run. No chance to play strokes, and he's a stroke maker. So he's done that. So he's passed that ODI test, which let's say a Sky was not being able to pass. But now you're saying, no, get me runs in T20, which he can and cannot, but it's a different skill. So now you're going to, with that skill, if he fails of T20 cricket, where he has to go all out attacking, you will say, now we will not reward you with ODI. But he's shown you that ODI skill. That is the problem. Question mein nikal lena, Shivam. No, go ahead. So
again, I was just thinking since we touched upon temperament, but I'll come to this point. In fact, the other point, in fact, which when you just talk about the Sanju Samson innings, Just to be a little critical, if I was just to nitpick, let's say, I think it wasn't the perfect ODI innings, and I'll tell you why. Because there were 2 shots that I think he played, and he was just a little lucky for those shots to have not carried to the fielder. Those are not safe shots. Twice I felt, he's riding his luck, and that time he was in his 60s, 70s, which is why I wouldn't say the perfect innings. But again, if Sanju Samson is trying to build a case for himself, setting a foundation, he's done that, I would say, today. Could have been the perfect innings given the kind of composure and the time that he was giving to himself. Maybe if it wasn't for those 2 shots, I would have been even more pleased with him. But having said that, just those 2 shots, I wish he hadn't sort of played those 2 shots. That's the only thing. The other thing about conditions. 49, when you talk about Surya Kumar Yadav and his vital contributions in ODIs, that 49 that he played that he scored against England, one of the better innings that you saw from Surya Kumar Yadav. You've seen higher scores, but again, testing conditions there were the other day, and that 49 is what took India to 230, if I'm not wrong. Again, could have converted that into a bigger score, didn't. But what did Sanju Samson do today? Made use, adapted, applied, and then got to that 3-digit mark, which, as we all know, counts.
Okay, do you want to take a few questions? Udit Chandani says, first Pant kept on playing in T20I based on test performances, and then Sky playing ODI based on T20I performances. That's what we're talking about, mixing format. Mohan says, please tell KL Rahul not to keep because he's playing safe to be part of the team. And there are a few more questions down below when he spoke about, please go down, about a very interesting point that was made ekdam at the bottom, because we were talking about ekdam at the bottom, where there was a Ashish Ranjan says, so why doesn't ODI performance considered for T20I selection? Which is that's what I'm saying. For ODI, you will not look at T20. So, that clash. We will not say now somebody has done well in ODIs, look at him. Different. We'll look at
I think I know the answer to that. Again, because I think you feel that, somebody who knows how to play fast can definitely slow things down a bit and play according to ODIs. But somebody who plays okay cannot maybe may not necessarily be able to have those extra gears. I think that's the answer to the whole thing.
Okay. We've got KK. He says, good analysis today to point out the problem with our cricket board. We also had Akhil a short while ago, I saw his comment, who said that Sanju's century today is a slap on Nikhil's hate for Kerala players. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, I took the comment. I want to take all comments. Please go down, Shivam, be kind and go up a bit. There were a few comments. Okay.
GGK must be very happy. I see something from GGK.
Okay, just one by one.
Okay.
We'll go with, just leave it. Prince Raj says, if any Indian young pace bowler all-rounder performs well in IPL, should he be selected in T20I World Cup squad? I don't think so. The T20 World Cup squad is anyway packed. It's completely packed. We've got Siddharth saying, oh, thank you so much, Siddharth. Leander Pace's interview is up. I'm glad you liked it. For those of you who want to check out, he's spoken about a lot of interesting things about his career. So if you're interested in that, do check that out. Go up a bit. There was a point about the debate that we were. Okay. Prakash Jha says, one very simple question with this 100 is, did Samson become better than KL Rahul and Shreyas? Take ODIs only. Were their performance bad in World Cup? By their logic, would you pick Sai Sudarshan? No, not at all, Prakash. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that either you pick whoever you think are better, let's say Shreyas and KL in your book, let's assume that, stick with them. Doesn't matter what they do in the IPL. Forget it. Because ODI cricket is a different skill to T20. You pick them, drop them based on what you have made up of them. But also, if you are thinking of Sanju as your wicketkeeper batter in ODI after what could possibly be a match-winning 100, then don't look at his IPL, is what I'm saying.
Let's go down. Let's see what GGK said.
Sir, Ishan wants me to retire. I'm sorry, Ishan. You have an option of not watching us, but I will continue to sit here. So please find another channel to go to. I'm not leaving this place. So sorry about that. Udit Chandani. No, we've taken that.
Yeah, we've taken that.
Oh, you've taken that. Okay,
Yeah.
go down. Okay. Anonymous says, what if KL fails in T20 World Cup? Will he be dropped?
From where? ODIs.
Yeah. Again, same logic. Will be actually.
Yeah.
Will be actually, but won't be fair. Okay. GGK says, if Sanju played instead of Sky, we would have won the World Cup final. That's also being a bit harsh. I know GGK are a big Sanju fan. We also like him, but I think but that'll be a bit unfair. Okay. On that note, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you at the end of the game, right?
We will.
We thought we'll go for 20 minutes. We've gone for 40, as we always do. See you. Bye bye. Take care. If you like the content, do give us a like on the video. Share it with your friends who may be debating Sanju Samson, just like us.
Yeah.
Good night.
Nandri.